and then he doesn't run it. So out of spite, I do it behind the back pass, but now it's going to be a highlight.
That's awesome because you just improvised it. Is that what you're telling us? It's just all improv?
100%. That's what I've been trying to say it to everybody. It can't be planned. It's got to be just naturally happen, kind of in the groove of things. And so I actually forgot about it until halftime. Someone actually brought it up to me, and it wasn't like I planned that at all, or it wasn't a called play. It just kind of happened.
It wasn't a play. No, it was a play. It was a first down. You know, he's got the voice thing, and so he kind of mumbled out the play. I couldn't hear it. I was walking up to the line. I was like trying to decipher what he was saying. Before I knew it, he snapped the ball, and and then I kind of saw him out of my peripheral run to the sideline. So I was trying to go help my guy out. By the time I looked over there, he was already in mid-form, like a photo on a sports card, throwing the ball to me. So it was just, I guess, right place at the right time.
Yeah, I'm glad he completed it. Yeah, that was a good thing.
He said he's supposed to have to complete it if he ever does.
Yeah, I know. I heard he blamed it on Kelsey, but that's all right. He does it in practice every day, so I'm all right as long as it's completion.
Third down, Wentz going down the field to the end zone, wide open receiver, caught, touchdown Chiefs. Xavier Worthy, his first NFL touchdown.
Well, that's where the speed factor comes in. You get that kind of separation, and if you're Carson Wentz, all you have to do is lay it up in the air and let him run underneath it. Excellent play design and touch, good protection. The Kansas City Royals.
Rounded through the right side. Here comes Blanco. So the move backfires again for the Reds. This one is not as painful.
With him loaded to go.
That's well hit to center field, and back goes Friedel, and gone to center field for a second straight game. Fly away, Dairon Blanco.
Wow. You could tell by the sound, it sounded like last night's bolts that he hit.
MJ Melendez will ground it into right center field. Pinch hitting for Hampson. The Royals will get their fifth run, and Frazier will go first to third. Line, and that's off of Ty France's glove. Isbell drives in Frazier. That'll get Melendez to third, and Isbell goes diving into second base. And the Royals lead is 6-1 in the ninth inning.
Big game all around, but really that you got to start with Brady on that one. I mean, the fortitude with the rain delay, keeping his focus, staying loose in here, the chance for rain coming back again, all those things, and just the way he kept pounding the zone, going after him. You know, that whole game doesn't happen unless he's got that mental edge that he's got. It was nice to, we put some runs up there late to really separate it, but that whole game started and the tone was set by Brady.
Best series of the year?
Well, it's hard to argue. I mean, you give up 3 runs in 3 days, and and score some runs too. I mean, I think we did a good job running the bases. I think we played solidly on defense, so it was more or less well-rounded. Yeah, it was, and you can't argue with the results.
Yeah, how about that? The boys are playing some ball, huh?
Now you just can't leave.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. It's Monday, August 19th, 2024. Stephen St. John. Today my co-host is Todd Leabo after he was on sabbatical last week.
I was gone. I was in Chicago. That's different. Sabbatical, Illinois is another place.
Jake Gutierrez is here. He was on sabbatical
he was?
year and a half, 2 years ago.
For about 20 months.
I wish I was on sabbatical.
Then he forgot to watch the show called Industry. Now he just discovered it.
Better late than never, right?
That's true.
Industry.
I'm in. I didn't even know I was in.
Makes me feel like I'm on Adderall for 60 minutes straight. It's just like
a little intense.
Is that what you would say?
Yes. Yesterday was intense. When you're opening an IPO.
It's a combination of, by the way, the show's on Sundays on HBO. It's a combination of Wolf of Wall Street, Succession.
Yeah.
And Oliver Twist.
I was going to say, it has a Succession feel to it.
Jon Snow is in it, season 3. So.
Yes.
That's
Kit
why
Harington.
I
My
started
wife likes
watching
Kit
it,
Harington.
and then Leebo's like, spoiler alert.
Yeah, he's not on until season 3, pal.
Right.
He's like, I watched the pilot. I didn't see Jon Snow. I said, keep watching, buddy.
I just finished the second episode. I'm still waiting.
Season 2 is way better than season 1, and season 3 so far is better than season 2. So
I like the show. I don't know why I like it, but I like it.
Man, let me tell you something. Just first of all,
I learned new vocab words.
put your kids to bed before you watch this show.
This show's
Number
not for the
2,
babies.
You might have put yourself to bed before you watch the show. This is really out there, but whatever.
This is kind of doesn't
I
it remind
digress.
you like of the life in sports radio, the lives these people lead?
Somewhat.
FM radio, maybe.
The DJs.
Yeah, Dems was wild times. Hey there. Welcome to the show. Steven St. John, Todd Leabo, Jake Gutierrez. We got lots to talk about. We'll lead with the Royals because they put it on the Cincinnati Reds. That was an outstanding 3-game series in Cincinnati. The Royals swept the Reds. They finished off the sweep yesterday, 8-1. I mean, just, man, it was
put
great.
it on the Reds like
was great.
chili on spaghetti.
Yeah. Yep. Cincinnati, get used to it. That's what the Chiefs are
They
going to do.
were
The
playing
Bengals.
well ahead of this, too. This was a little bit of a surprising, I think, margin. We were all hopeful the Royals were going to be in good shape this weekend and starting tonight, the Angels, because the schedule is going to get really hard in the weekend. But you couldn't have asked for a better way to go, man. I mean, they pitched and hit, did everything you're supposed to do, and the Reds have been playing well. It was a pretty shocking result probably for the scores, at least, in this game around the league, because that was just beat down all weekend long.
The Royal starters allowed 1 run in the series. That's 2 runs by the starters in the last 4 games. As Joel Goldberg tweeted out, the offense outscored Cincinnati 28-3. Kansas City hitters were 14 for 41 with runners in scoring position in the series. The Reds went 0 for 17 with runners in scoring position. And look, Cleveland was swept this weekend. The Twins and the Red Sox lost yesterday, so everything went perfectly yesterday. But I do want to highlight one part of the game that gets lost in the score, because you look at it and you think, well, it was 8-1, it was a laugher, and there were no tense moments. There was a tense moment in this game as I was enjoying a succulent Mexican meal, watching the game with Susan and Selena. And I was eating, it was so good. It was so good. I had some carne asada with some peppers and onions.
This is
and some
homemade?
Zucchini, no. With some eggs and some beans and rice and some really good corn tortillas. In a place I go that I'm not going to divulge, because I don't want people to go there, because I was able to get right in there and sit down.
Oh.
You know, I want them to do well, but, you know.
Not today.
I want that to be my spot. Anyway.
You'll keep them in business.
So watching. No, I'll keep me. No kidding. We're watching the game.
I got you.
And it was a very, very good, a good moment to mark down and remember, because I thought it was important, and it continues to highlight a fantastic trade that the Royals made before the deadline. The Royals had a 4-0 lead, and things looked good. And then Sam Long came in the 7th inning, and things got away from him. And all of a sudden, it's 4-1 with the bases loaded.
Sacks are full.
And you're thinking, well, this could get interesting.
What do you do?
And there's only 1 out. And we talked last week a lot about Lucas Urseg, how great he's been and what his role is on this team. Scott Carroll, who will be with us a little bit later on in studio. Also want to mention Pete Sweeney will be making his in-studio debut with us. Pete Sweeney from Arrowhead Pride. This is going to be his regular spot during football season every Monday at 7 a.m. And so Pete Sweeney, Arrowhead Pride, will welcome him in at 7 o'clock. Then Scott Carroll in studio to talk baseball in the 8 o'clock hour. And then Bill Moss will talk football with us at 9:05, but he can talk baseball if he wants. And so it's bases loaded. It's 1 out. And Scott Carroll, Mike McFarland, Mike Boddicker, all the former major leaguers we talked to during the week have been adamant, and I agree with them. I'm right with them. Ursig should be the closer. That's his defined role. He is the closer. Figure other things out, but it's too important for the Royals when they have a lead in the ninth inning to nail it down and to win those games, especially now down the stretch. Blowing a save, losing a game in the ninth inning is devastating. It can rip your heart out, and it's you can say whatever you want. They're both losses in the loss column, but man, if you're up 4-2 or 4-3 in the ninth inning and you don't get that win, it's killer. It's a kick in the nuts. Whatever. Huevos. And I agree with that. I agree. I like having a designated closer. I love that, especially when you have a guy that has shown, I am far and away right now your best bullpen arm. I am your guy. I am the guy. I am the man, like Ursig has been so far. But sitting there, seventh inning, bases loaded,
true
one out
spot.
One out. It's the seventh inning. You're up 4-1, bases loaded. I sat there with a corn tortilla in my hand and said, "Put Ursig in. Put Ursig in."
You went away from your own.
I put more hot sauce on the tortilla, took a bite, and I said, "Put Ursig in." This is going against what I believe.
Yeah.
I love a designated closer. Okay, but I said put him in.
This was the leverage.
Because this is the game, and also Ellie De La Cruz is coming up. Not only is this the situation, you got the heart of the order. You got the guys coming up for Cincinnati. This is the game. This is it. Now, of course, something else could pop up in the ninth inning, but it just felt like, all right.
You got to get to the ninth.
Okay? Do it. And here comes Ursig. And I was very happy with that. And, man, let me tell you something. He caused me to yelp out. One time the waiter came over to the table because he thought I was yelling for him. And he goes, oh, you need a refill? I said, no. I said, strikeout. Because I just, when he struck out Ellie De La Cruz, I go, boom! I go, boom!
Were you watching this on your phone or was it on the television?
It was on the TVs.
Okay.
And the waiter ran over. Oh, refill? I said, no. I said, I got plenty of Diet Dr. Pepper right here. But as I said, strikeout. He goes, oh, yes. Because I think he saw. It's, oh, yes. And he agreed with me that was a big moment. But it wasn't over.
No.
Because there's 2 outs. And so after getting through De La Cruz, here comes Steer. And he went all the way with him. He went full count. And I'm thinking, man, just don't, walk him. Then it's a run. No. Come on. Struck him out. Boom! Another out loud.
Refill?
No. He knew by that time it was a strike. Then I had most of the restaurant then was watching.
Yes.
Okay? So then everyone, the TVs were this way, and most of the people were facing me. I was there.
You were the
and
reaction for them?
So then they
watch
so
the
then
game.
people kind of turned a little bit to see that, the De La Cruz strikeout caught them off guard, but then the Steer strikeout, everyone had already locked in. And I'm thinking, damn! And look here. That was a big moment. And so then, they kept him in the game for a while.
He got 5 outs, right?
Inning and 2/3, yeah. 1 hit, no walks, obviously no runs, 4 strikeouts. And so since he has been acquired, since he's been in a Royals uniform, Jake Eisenberg tweeted this out. He has pitched in 8 games. 9 1/3 innings pitched. 4 hits. No runs. No walks. He hasn't walked anyone yet. 12 strikeouts. He has inherited 11 runners. None of them have scored.
Couldn't be better.
He has inherited 11 runners. None of them have scored. 4 hits and no walks, 12 strikeouts in 9 1/3. He has been magnificent. And you put him in there, and you're thinking, bases loaded, 1 out, De La Cruz and Steer coming up. Get me out of here. Just give up 1 run. Give up
Limit
a sack,
the damage.
Give up a sack fly, and then give up a run, and let's call it good. He didn't even let them get a ball in play.
Nothing.
Now, well documented. What did I tell you, Jake? Ellie De La Cruz is hit and miss. The man has over 160 strikeouts this year.
Right.
Wild.
So he's not the most difficult guy to strike out. But also, if you make a mistake,
He's going to beat you.
That also could have been 5-4 Cincinnati.
You're losing the game.
So you don't make a mistake. But he got him, and then he got Steer. Didn't even allow the defense to get involved, where there could have been an error or anything. He just took care of it.
I've got this.
The guys in the field could have gone to the dugout.
Well, probably wouldn't have been a good idea.
They could have.
They could have.
But I cannot tell
It would be
you
unprecedented.
how impressed I was. And if Matt Gutierrez would have been stubborn like me and said, "Oh, Urseg's only my closer," then he doesn't use him in that situation. But I was happy that he used him in that situation, and I said in real time, "I'll just put Urseg in because you got to put this fire out now." And let me tell you again, they gave up 3 prospects. We don't know what those prospects will turn into. Maybe nothing, maybe something, whatever. But to get that type of relief arm that is helping you right now, that you also have control of through 2029, that effing trade is fantastic. And it's one of those trades where it is an impact trade right now down the stretch.
And could be for years.
And it looks like it will be for years because you got this guy for 5 years.
There's a way to go,
what a
but
trade.
What an awesome trade right now. And if you're looking at it right now, I think they're 70% chance to make the playoffs or something like that.
72.
I think
you're right.
He makes me feel more like 80. Just him. You know what I mean? Because you feel so much better
What's your
about the
formula
bullpen.
to come up with that number?
Well, it's in my heart. But here's the thing. I don't maybe like starting the 7th inning with him.
It's 71.2% according to Fangraphs.
Because if they think that's the leverage, whatever, I don't think that's always the case. Listen, they got a lot of data, and they do whatever. I'm with you. I would rather see him get the last 3 outs of the game.
But that situation was
right
unique,
there
and that was they called
unique.
for Urseg.
And you had to bring him in there and do it because he is their 1,000% best option. Now, it also helped that the offense tacked on 4 runs or whatever.
I know, but in the moment,
if
you didn't watch the game, you didn't think that was a big deal, or if you just browsed the box score. But in the moment, that was a big deal, and to know that you can call upon him at any given time, and that was on the road, for him to be able to come through like that and not even let him get the ball in play, what a weapon he is. And now, and I'm going to tell you this because it's not sexy to say this right now. I'm not giving up on the hope that Hunter Harvey could be an impact reliever down the stretch. He didn't look like the Hunter Harvey he's been the past couple of years because clearly he's dealing with back issues. And I can be the first to tell you that there's no guarantee those back issues clear up between now and the end of the season. But if they do,
so much better.
Well, yeah,
than you've looked.
But I'm not a reliever.
You think you're 100%?
No, no, absolutely not. I don't have the same range of motion, but I'm not looking to try to get anyone out in the 8th inning. And hopefully he can get
heart alone.
Right, he could get back to the point where he could be that.
It's just a different looking bullpen than it was before they got those guys. And if Harvey comes back from this back injury, and he doesn't have to be as good as he's been at his very best of his career, he just has to be better than what they had. And I think that will be enough.
And Schreiber was good before he hurt his knee, and he could be
back.
He could be serviceable.
And if you have, General MacArthur out there in different roles, that's good.
Chris Bubich has been good. I'm still curious, especially how outstanding Alec Marsh looked in his last outing, which was 4 innings down at AAA.
Yeah, if he's going to come up and
what could he do? Could you say, hey, you know what, go max effort for an inning or two? Let's see what we can get out of you.
He'll be a part of this team down the stretch doing something, right?
Yes. Brady Singer, after a couple of rough starts, turned things around, and he looked good yesterday.
Great weekend. Great weekend.
And look, and what's the other thing? We've seen times where the Royals got hot, and then the Twins and Cleveland, they won't lose either, and you're frustrated because you're not making up any ground. That wasn't the case yesterday, as I mentioned. Cleveland had a bad weekend. Everyone lost, really, that the Royals needed to lose yesterday. So let's bookmark this day. Let's bookmark this moment. 6:25 a.m. on this Monday, August 19th. All right? And let's buckle up for this, okay? The Royals, when it comes to the AL Central standings, they're only 3 games out of first place. Cleveland right now is 72-52. The Twins are 70-54, 2 games out of first. And the Royals are right behind them, a game behind Minnesota, 69-55, 14 games above 500. They've shown that they can win on the road. They're now above 500 on the road, 31-30 on the road. The run differential at plus 109 is the second best in all of baseball behind the New York Yankees. And so this is now this is a real division race. It's a 3-team race. The Indians are up. The Twins are 2 back. The Royals are 3 back. So now you go to the wild card. The Royals have that 3rd spot. They're a game behind the Twins for the 2nd spot, and now they've opened up a 3.5-game lead over Boston, a 5.5 game lead over Seattle. And remember, Buster Olney thought over the long haul between now and the end of the season, Seattle, because of their pitching, was the team to worry about more than Boston. Who knows how that's going to play out? But Buster did say that. Boston 3.5 behind the Royals, Seattle 5.5, Tampa 6.5.
Now,
they have put themselves in beautiful position, Todd. Buckle up, let's go.
It's going to be a day-by-day thing because that's how baseball goes down the stretch. And we know that starting Friday when Philly comes to town, the schedule gets much more difficult for the Royals. They've got the Angels coming in. The Angels have tapped out. I'm not saying you have to sweep the Angels, but, boy, this looks like a sweepable team.
2 out of 3,
okay?
man.
So if you do that, Minnesota is out west playing the Padres. Padres are playing good ball. They are in a playoff race. Cleveland is going to play the Yankees this week. Not today, but starting tomorrow.
Gary Dieter, go Yankees.
Boston is going to be at Houston this week, who has turned their season around.
Come on, Houston. Cheat your way to a win.
Looks like a big 3 or 4 day stretch in this race where the Royals can really make some hay. So you got to come out here, get home, play these crappy Angels, and take care of business. Because Philly's coming to town, and Philly's good. But you have to beat these bad teams. And they've done a very good job of that for the most part this year. A couple of exceptions. They didn't play well at Colorado. Didn't play as well as they should have against Oakland on the road. But they're home, one of the best home teams in baseball. And they got one of the worst teams playing who has just given up the ghost. Take care of business these next 3. And get ready for this. The next 3 weeks after that is going to be real deal baseball. And it's going to be awesome.
It's real deal baseball now.
It is. But, I mean, they're
right now.
But they're going to play Philly and Houston and Cleveland and all that stuff.
I hope the team's not looking at it like you are.
Well, they're not.
Like, oh, you roll the ball out there and beat the Angels.
I'm not saying you roll the ball out there. You have to go beat the Angels.
You can't go out there and play grab ass.
No, you go beat the Angels.
It starts now. No, we're in it. You don't have to wait.
I'm not waiting. It's
August 19th. It's happening now.
It's happening right now.
Because you jack around, and then this weekend they could be 5 out. Don't do that.
Exactly. You go take care of business. How about have the lead Friday?
Don't play.
When Philly comes to town.
Don't play with me.
Be tied for first place. Have Cleveland lose 3. You win 3.
We got another week before it's game week in college football. We got one more just stupid.
There are games this weekend.
Preseason game to get. Not my team.
Week 0. You're not excited for Florida State and Boston College?
No. I mean, I'll watch it, but I don't.
Give me some numbers, Jake.
I'm waiting for Mizzou. I'm waiting for Mizzou. That's what I'm excited for.
Are you excited for Thursday night's Chiefs game?
No.
No?
No.
You're really not?
I'm just being honest. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. That is a worthless obstacle that is standing in my way between me and real football.
Pete Sweeney's excited about it.
Well, that's good. Then you can come in here and pump that up and blow smoke up your ear. You want me to tell you the truth?
No.
I can't wait till Thursday night. I'm having a watch party. You want to come over? Be great.
I'm going to need you out there on that wall.
Okay. Here's the deal.
Florida State's playing Georgia Tech.
No.
Georgia Tech. Bad one.
No.
Minus 11
No.
and a half, Florida State.
I want you
No.
on that wall.
I was over at my friend Anthony's house watching the Royals and UFC on Saturday, and it's funny because it's so weird. We found out Julia's best friend is his neighbor, and so they came over and they were watching. And,
Did they smile?
And she said something like, "Yeah, she smiles."
Oh, good.
Her friend said something like, "She was." So were you covering the Chiefs game today? And I looked at her, I said, "I don't do that." She said, "What do you mean?" That's preseason. That we don't. I don't. No, I don't do that.
I'm
That's
a regular season guy.
She goes, "That's not real." I said, "That's not real."
It doesn't count.
She goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "It's just not real."
Yeah.
It's not real. She goes, "Who won?" I said, "It doesn't. I don't."
I actually thought that the Chiefs had won.
But nobody won.
But
I don't
then,
answer that. Nobody
then I
won.
turned it off after
Nobody
they
won.
forced the fumble.
No,
when did I start?
No, don't see. Who cares?
When did I start?
Nobody
Oh,
won.
I was watching the Royals at that point. I turned the Royals on. And then,
right.
And then I went over to my buddy's house. He said, "Did the Chiefs win?" I said, "I think so, but let me check."
I'm like, but Susan was like,
a walk-off field goal
someone
for
said
the-
something.
Apparently, you watched the whole
I watched
thing.
the whole damn thing.
Richie comes in and says,
I watched the whole thing.
"Can you believe they lost? So who's Book? Some guy named Book blew the game." And Susan goes, "What? They did?" I go, "You guys don't. What do you? This not. There's no Book. He's not
Book.
real. It's
He's
not
a
Book.
real person.
There's no blowing the game.
Don't you
There's no
tell
loss.
Notre Dame there's no book? It's all
There is
real.
no loss.
The book?
The book.
I said, don't spend a moment fretting about what happened in the fourth quarter of that game.
Okay.
Don't you?
The book.
Don't you spend a second even discussing this.
Don't talk about the book.
You know? And then Richie goes, "Well, who is this Book guy?" I go, "That's exactly right. Who is this Book guy?"
I was watching and I'm like, they
irrelevant who won that game. There's nobody
the
won.
Chiefs recovered the fumble, and I said, "All right, whatever." And then I start watching the Royals and everything, and then like I said, I went over to my neighbor's house and he said, "Did they win?" I said, "I think they did."
You're seeing, you know.
They did not win.
You're seeing things that are just, you know,
immaterial.
You think at some point that I'm going to bring it up to Pete. So what do you think about them losing that game? Like,
listen,
no, I don't. Who cares? No.
I am glad they did away with overtime in the preseason.
No, but but things leading up to it mattered.
Yes.
Things in the first and second quarter mattered.
Yeah.
Again, seeing Carson Steele play and do a little bit of everything. I can run the ball. I can catch the football. I can recover a fumble. All those things mean something.
Who's your favorite Carson on the team?
Steele.
Not Wentz?
Steele.
He threw a touchdown.
Steele.
You know, like Carson Wentz?
Carson Steele. Did you see that video I retweeted in the warm-ups? His legs are like tree trunks. Go tackle this guy one-on-one. I'd love to see you try.
I could.
Legs are like humans.
But you see his legs?
Yeah. His arms are like trees.
But he's,
his legs
you know,
are like humans.
This guy
like humans
is unbelievable. This guy looks like a comic book figure. He looks like Thor out there with a hammer.
Sherm with hair.
So there you go. Sherm loves him, doesn't love the hair. That's it. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. Give me some more juice, Jake. I need all the juice I can get on a Monday.
Juice.
There we go. All right. We talked about
That's a lot of juice.
The Royals' fantastic weekend in Cincinnati. Loved it. Go Royals. Beat the Angels tonight.
I'm going to put you up to a 7.
3 games out of first.
For Bobby Witt Jr.
But they have a 3.5 game lead for that last wild card spot. What are you talking about?
On the
juice.
Your juice level.
Okay.
You juiced to 7.
I'm juicing you to 7.
Can you juice us up to Darian Blanco numbers?
Did you guys see the post on Twitter about the bat that Pasquatch hit the home run with after they walked Bobby Witt Jr.?
What about it?
I mean, it says Pasquatch on it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That was Players Weekend. It's some fun stuff out there.
It's awesome.
The pencil bat, the crayon bat, Pablo Sanchez bat from Backyard Baseball.
What would you do?
That's so cool.
What would your bat be?
I don't know. A taquito?
A Mexican flag?
A taquito.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Probably a taquito from Quick Trip.
Wouldn't be
it works.
A bat of Valyrian steel?
No, taquito.
What flavor?
And the end of it dipped in sauce.
Chicken.
The end would have just a little bit of ranch.
Chicken, yeah. No, ranch.
I mean, some
ranch.
Chipotle ranch or something like that.
That's such a white person
What are you
thing.
talking about?
I would never.
Ranch.
I would never. I would be some habanero salsa.
Some guac?
I mean, Chick-fil-A sauce.
What are you talking about? So the Chiefs played in a game.
Did they?
Yeah.
Prove it.
Not really, though, right?
Book it.
Look, man, I despise preseason football.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, man.
I get it, okay?
You don't have to apologize
I
for
am
it.
not. I'm different, okay, because I go up and watch
practice.
Practice for a full week. And so I get 6 practices under my belt. And so it's not the same thing as people that haven't watched practice and haven't seen them up close live and everything. And so I get it. And so the newness of it is lost on me. And even I didn't get as crazy. It was trust me, it was really cool when Mahomes threw the behind the back pass. Okay.
At a spike, though.
But he's done that a bunch of times in practice, so I've seen that a bunch already. People that haven't seen it, okay, great. That's awesome. But it was in a preseason game. Okay? So, and it was awesome. I loved it. It was great.
You broke the internet.
I liked hearing him talk about it and poke fun at Kelsey. I liked Kelsey talking about it and poking fun at Mahomes. But I was a lot more excited about watching Carson Steele. I was a lot more excited about watching Jaden Hicks, who is an absolute stud. He was a stud up in St. Joe, he's been a stud in the preseason games. And if you just go back and look at see what people that cover the draft and what they said after the Chiefs landed him in the 4th round. Oh my God, how did he fall? He was my 2nd or 3rd safety on the board overall. I have a 2nd round grade on him. All these people universally agreed that because of the lack of, respect for the position or whatever, he fell to the 4th round and the Chiefs landed him. And right when it happened, other people were like, oh my God, here we go again. They got Shamari Connor in the 4th round. They got L'Jarius Sneed in the 4th round. Now this is going to be, not to say it's going to be like Sneed or Connor, but here's a guy that shouldn't have been in the 4th round that the Chiefs got again. And let me tell you, every single thing that you have seen in St. Joe, if you've been up there, everything that you saw on Saturday, that kid right now is going to be an impact player. And he's going to play a lot. And he's going to do a lot. He can do a lot of things in this defense. Incredible pick. That gets my juices flowing. You know who else? Suamataia. And you watch him and you're like, oh boy, they nailed it in the 2nd round.
I'm glad we got to see more of him.
Right.
This week.
I'm sold, bro. I mean, just watch, and you think about right now, I mean, look, and then just just a sampling of the speed that was shown off by Xavier Worthy and what it does to the defense, what it does to open up this offense. right? And then you see people break down the touchdown that he scored. And then you think, again, back-to-back Super Bowl champs aren't supposed to be able to get that amount of impact players in the draft, like the Chiefs did 2 years ago, like the Chiefs did last year, like it looks like the Chiefs did again this year. Maybe they have gone out in a year where they're two-time defending champs and got a starting wide receiver, their starting left tackle, and a starting safety. Boom, boom, boom. It ain't supposed to be that easy.
No.
And it looks like their early returns are some more home runs, not just solid singles or doubles. If they got their left tackle of the future in the second round to start right away, home run.
Yeah.
All right. What does Jaden Hicks look like in the fourth round? Home run. Xavier Worthy.
Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know opposing defensive coordinators and opposing scouts will look like, oh Jesus. Hey, thanks again, Buffalo. Appreciate your help with all this.
Don't run down poor Buffalo.
I'm not running down. I'm thanking Buffalo. I love Buffalo. I love the way their openness to trade with the Chiefs. Do it more. I hope they do it every year. It's awesome. Stockpile. Get yourself an extra third or fourth round pick. That's great. That's perfect. I love it. I need Buffalo. I like to watch the Chiefs play Buffalo in the playoffs. Buffalo, the Bills suit me. That's awesome. Big fan of what they do. And when they're not playing the Chiefs, I like to watch Josh Allen play football.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like to watch the Chiefs beat them in the playoffs. And I like to watch them make trades with the Chiefs. Run down Buffalo. What are you talking about? I like wings, too, with blue cheese. Not your beloved ranch.
I don't put any sauce on
Ranch
my
Leabo
Buffalo.
over here.
I don't put ranch on wings. I don't
drink
put blue
ranch.
cheese on wings. I just take my wings with buffalo sauce.
I've loved blue cheese since my grandpa called it Roquefort.
Roquefort, that's what it is, Roquefort.
He used to order that at the restaurant. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Roquefort.
And I tasted it one day. I said, I like this. It's a good meal. That's a man's dressing. Like, oh, is it? Let me have some. I
want to be a man.
I don't know why that's what he said. I don't know why.
Roquefort.
Something that sticks with me. All right.
Memories.
So those are some of the things that I liked. I like what I saw.
No, absolutely. I want to see more. Suamatea is going to be one of the important things for this team. But
Suamatea,
they have proven that they could win the Super Bowl 3 times without having an all-pro left tackle.
Now let's see what they can do with maybe an all-pro left tackle.
I mean, I'm not putting that on him yet. But
Put it on him.
No, I'm not putting that on him. But they like him a lot. And they've liked, where you get that same feeling from him that they got a couple of years ago from Trey Smith. It's like, oh, this guy's going to start. This guy's going to play. So
I like to sing his name. I sing his praises.
Do you?
Jaden Hicks is a stud.
I love Jaden Hicks.
Yeah, we'll get Jake.
I like all these guys with these chips on their shoulders.
We'll get Jake on the bandwagon at some point. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
so fresh, so clean.
Welcome back to New Day.
Back
with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHP. Did you, Jake, you watch the game? Do you have any players that stood out to you that you liked, or
you worked out there, didn't you, Jake?
I did work out there. Hicks, I'll second that. He looked awesome out there. He had a play at the goal line, just a great defensive play on a pass. Some of the stuff I can't individually watch when stuff's going on. I'm watching as a whole. But what stuck out to me, the difference, I don't think he's gonna make the team, but Zamet, his pass protection looks pretty. I remember specifically he picked up a blitz in the Chiefs' own end zone when they're coming out, and
Carson Steele looked pretty good in pass pro too.
Yeah, they both. I thought the pass protection. Deneric Prince looked good running the ball.
Did you? Neither one of you have mentioned maybe the most impressive play that I saw, the impressive moment of the game.
Cornell Powell?
No.
What?
Is when in his first play from scrimmage, Gutierrez Tony committed 2 penalties.
Oh, that's pretty good,
yeah, okay. No.
You didn't see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
What do you think of that? It's hard to do.
Well, he's a special player.
Do you think it's easy to do?
He's a special player.
I don't think he's making this team.
Well, I think that might have been if there were any nails left. I think that might have.
Do you think
hammered one of them?
He
in there.
may play 70 snaps Thursday,
probably
as a punishment.
I mean, seriously, everyone that we've talked to, it's a big game for him. He's got to go out and right on first play, 2 penalties.
He caught a punt though.
He did.
Okay.
They get a 9-yard return.
He caught a punt.
Nico Remigio had nothing to do with the offense in the first half, but he had that big punt return.
I like Nico, but his numbers are tough for him.
Nope.
I really like him.
Justin Ross had a terrific catch.
He did.
But he didn't come down inbounds. But it still was pretty damn good. And I just think that the momentum of what he did with that catch last week and what he's done in camp, and also the fact that he offers something a little bit different than some of the other receivers, and they've invested so much time in him, I think he's going to make the team. Although Remigio, you always get these camp favorites, and especially
he looks like an NFL player to me. And if he doesn't, he's not on this team.
If you listen to him in the interview tent and not root for him, then
he's just. I like guys with good stories like him. Bright guy. And he wanted to come compete and play with the best. I mean, he could have signed somewhere else.
It's clear by what they've said is they trust Sky Moore. Sky Moore can do everything.
You trust Sky Moore.
I don't understand his spot on the team. But they could also be talking him up and trying to trade him for a 7th round pick or something like that. I don't know. But also there's something because there's something to be said for him, quality depth, and the guy that knows all the positions and the guy that you trust. And so maybe that's just what they want. I mean, personally, I'd rather have a guy with at least he appears to have more upside in Remigio, but I hope I'm wrong about Sky Moore. But I think that's the one guy that, I mean, we're kind of waiting for him to do something in the preseason game or do something that shows, hey, look,
this guy,
this is my spot. This is why I belong here.
Well, he's the 2nd round draft pick who hasn't made a splash. But you sit there and watch Rashee Rice play, and he's the 2nd round draft pick who, I mean, he's where he needs to be. He catches the ball. He makes plays.
I will say that I was concerned when Winchester went down. That was
Noah Gray steps in, having never done it before.
Never done it.
Long snaps.
Yeah, so that was something to pay attention to.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those things happening in game.
I mean, it's great that Noah Gray stepped in, but every snap that he snapped was shaky.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
never done it.
Never done
I know, but
these guys criticize Noah Gray. He's never done it before. Steps in and bails out the team.
Yeah.
Well, Pete's right at home, right in the middle of the segment. He don't care. He don't care about commercial breaks. He don't care about walking in on the live stream in the middle of a segment. This guy's at home.
We love it.
This guy's part of the family.
Welcome.
His fob wasn't working at first. Now say go to the other door.
I like that.
And he's excited just to
I
get
don't
in.
care. Don't be timid. I don't like people looking. Can I come in? Can I come? No, come on in.
Walk on in.
Dress in here. Are we breaking right now?
Yeah, we need
we're
a
in
break.
Just in time. All right, then. We got Pete Sweeney from Arrowhead Pride after this on WHB.